everyone, my name is Chris. My channel is called The Body Wish, your gateway to holistic remedies, wellness tips, and improved mindset. Welcome to my series, Wellementary, where I connect with experts in fitness, nutrition, along with my recommendations to help you live a healthy and abundant life. Good evening, YouTube. My name is Chris. My channel is called The Body Wish. I hope you're doing well wherever you are. I work in the health and wellness industry, and I help people to achieve and maintain optimal well-being. I do this in part through education by recommending certain foods that are going to help them have a successful wellness journey, and I also help them to avoid the types of foods that are going to set them up for failure, trip them up. I also help people to improve their mindset. Mindset is really key in your wellness journey. It's not just about the types of foods that you eat. Everything begins with the changing of how you see yourself in the world. So I kind of marry these two items up together. These two facets are inseparable. They make up us, and they define who we are. So tonight I'm going to be talking to you about a problem that affects more than half of the population. There's been just an, I don't even know the word to describe it, if influx is probably not even accurate. But so many people are struggling with trying to get their weight under control. So I'm going to be sharing some science as to why this is happening. I will also introduce a solution specifically for the folks who are doing the medicated weight loss options. These are the different pharmaceutical drugs that suppress the appetite. So I'm somebody who likes to lead with science versus give you my impression of how the world spins around the sun, or the spins around the sun. All good, all in the hood. I'm really big on science, so I'd rather give you the science so that you can, versus me giving you my opinion. All right, there's enough bro science on these social media platforms to last a couple of lifetimes, I think you'll agree. So I want to dive into food noise. I want to talk about calorie deficits, since that's what most, if not everybody's reaching for to try and get their weight under control. Hello, little cow. Honor to be here. Thank you for joining. Got some great information to share tonight. A lot of clinical science. I always lead with that. So today's presentation is intended for educational purposes. I'm not here to diagnose, treat, cure, or wave a magic wand and cure what ails you. That's the role of your healthcare practitioner. So first, let's take a couple of minutes. Let's do a quick shallow dive into food cravings, what causes them, what makes them persistent. Now, there are different schools of thought depending on who you talk with. I know I've seen a lot of really good videos just on YouTube alone where people come at it from the perspective of psychology. They try to understand the relationship that the individual is having with food, of course, whether it's a healthy relationship or not. And they try to maybe lessen or increase or make the relationship healthy. I'm a little bit lost for words tonight. Maybe I'm a little too fired up to be here. So now I like to come at it more from the perspective of nutrition, because when you think about it, food cravings are how the body tells us we need nourishment. Imagine if we didn't have food cravings. We'd be walking around in a fog like the Twilight Zone until we were so deprived of energy that we'd say, oh, I guess it's time to eat. So food cravings are good. And I'm being sarcastic because sometimes I hear people demonizing food cravings. And I get it. When they become obsessive and you can't think about anything else, sure, it gets old real fast. So the problem we have, why these food cravings are so persistent, and I'm being nice when I say that because I know it drives people nuts when all they can think about is food. The reason why they stick around is we have gotten so far away from nourishing our bodies over the decades that it's almost become like this thing that's kind of intangible. It's out there in the fog somewhere. And that is, thank you, because of the food industry. The food industry introduced a lot of nutritionally bankrupt foods, foods that are low in protein, low in fiber. We're not nourishing our body. So it's almost like somebody holding their hand out and saying, give me 10 bucks. And you give it something other than 10 bucks, and the hand is still there saying, well, that's nice, give me 10 bucks. That's what it's like to have these food cravings. They stay persistent, they become obsessive because we're not nourishing the body. And the food industry figured this out a long time ago. They figured out how to keep people hungry. It was around the same time when they figured out how to keep people hooked on tobacco. They were introducing chemicals where it made it harder to quit smoking. It was around the same time, this was back in the 70s, they started introducing these foods that were nutritionally bankrupt. Foods that are low in fiber, low in protein, and just have gobs of processed sugar on them to make it taste good. Sugar, by the way, is actually very physically addicting. Harvard University published a study back in the mid-90s where they looked at the effects of refined sugar and they concluded it was 6 times more addictive than cocaine. I almost fell off my chair when I heard that. So it's no joke. I mean, this is what they figured out. The food industry had figured out how to keep people hungry all the time. Why? Because you're a better customer. Obviously, you're buying a lot more food all the time because you're never feeling satiated. So we've got to get back to a kind of unlearning all these bad habits and learning how to get the right types of foods into our system so we can quiet down those food cravings. Now, let's say you or somebody you know has gotten to a point where you're overweight, you are very aware of the health risks that it poses to you. Maybe you're in physical pain, because I know people who get really overweight, it hurts the spine, it hurts the knees, the joints. It's no fun carrying all that weight around. It's a burden. Plus, it sets you up for all kinds of illnesses. You're a high risk. So now you're at that point and you say, all right, I got to change course here. I got to get my health back on track. I got to get on a weight loss journey. So most, if not all people are reaching for some method of calorie deficit. And I've got some irony and some science to share about calorie deficit. First, I'll give you the irony. All this mumbo jumbo of counting calories is just that. Why? Your body doesn't even know what a calorie is. Our bodies do not count calories. The only reason why people count calories, whether you do a diet or whether you're doing these pharmaceutical drugs to suppress your appetite, is because somebody told you to. But all the body actually understands is nutrition. And it's the quality of the nutrition that you give it is what sets you up for success or for failure. It's as simple as that. So the quality of the nutrition, for example, is going to strengthen the immune system, keep the metabolism running strong so that you can burn fat. And that's where we have fallen off the cliff here with the food industry. So counting calories is not all it's cracked up to be. Let me show you some science, because I always like to lead with science rather than just give you my opinion of how the world spins. This is a study that was put out by Harvard Medical School called Stop Counting Calories. I always encourage people to, do their own fact checking. You don't have to take my word for it. But this study was just published a couple of years ago by one of the top experts on obesity in the United States. And what this doctor said is that we got to rethink our whole approach, because counting calories is just not working for most people. And I'll go even a step further, because sometimes I get pushback from other influencers on here, on TikTok, Instagram. They're like, you don't know what you're talking about. Counting calories is the only way to lose weight. It's simple math. And you know how I bring the conversation to a screeching halt? I say, show me one clinical study that says counting calories works long term. I get the deer in headlights. And then I get a couple of swear words tossed my way, you're a this and you're a that. But the point is, there's no studies that support counting calories as being an effective way to lose weight and keep it off long term. Here's what's happening when you're counting calories. You ready for this? Put your seatbelt on. When you count calories, what you're actually doing is dialing back the amount of fuel you're giving your body. Now, at first you might think, well, if I eat too much, of course I need to lose weight. I have to cut back on food. Yes and no. Here's what's happening when you do that. All right, because your body only understands nutrition, it only understands that because that's fuel. When you dial back the amount of fuel you're giving it, it starts to burn off fat and muscle. That's why diets and these GLP-1 pharmaceutical drugs, these are known as weight loss options. They're not known as fat loss because you're not just burning off fat. You're burning both. You're burning fat, you're burning muscle. When you burn muscle, it slows down your metabolism. And it makes it harder and harder to lose weight when your metabolism is slowed down. This is the outcome of every single method of calorie restriction out there. I don't care if it's a diet. I don't care if it's these pharmaceutical drugs. It all amounts to the same thing. It's all under this umbrella of calorie deficit. And most people can't keep the weight off long term, and they put the weight back on. How do we know this is true? Because the number of people who are struggling with this is going up. It's not coming down. There is a medical journal. You can look this up. It's called the Lancet Journal. It's a British it's a British medical journal. It's one of the most prestigious in the world. Look up Obesity Apocalypse. That journal published this, I think, last year or maybe just a couple of years ago, that said by 2050, the U.S. is headed for an obesity apocalypse. They predict that between over 260 million people are going to become overweight or obese. So let me ask you, is calorie counting working? I don't think so. Not if the numbers are continuing to skyrocket like that. All right. So if counting calories is not all it's cracked up to be, and you happen to be somebody who is invested in doing these pharmaceutical drugs, these GLP-1s they're known as, Ozempic is one company that makes this solution. This whole idea is to suppress the appetite so people can lose weight and try and get their health back on track. If you're committed to this, okay, it's not something I would recommend personally, but some people are invested in this. I would like to make a recommendation to help keep you from losing your lean muscle, because you will definitely lose muscle. There's a clinical study, just on a side note, that was published by the New England Journal of Medicine just last year. They did a 68-week study. They looked at the 4 big pharmaceutical companies that are making these GLP-1 agonists. Ozempic was one of them, Wegovy was another, and the 2 others I couldn't even begin to pronounce even if I had it in front of me. But they looked at these 4 companies, and over the course of 68 weeks, the most anybody lost was 32 pounds, but guess what? 40% of it was lean muscle. Appetite suppression is code word for calorie deficit. You are going to lose lean muscle, like it or not. So what I want to do is I want to show you a short video that was made by one of the top nutrition scientists who talks about the loss of lean muscle and how that will basically screw up your weight loss journey. Let me play this video, and then I'm going to circle back in a minute.
Are you currently taking medicated weight loss and looking to mitigate the side effects of that? Side effects typically include significant muscle loss and key omission of vital nutrients in your diet. Medicated weight loss works by largely suppressing your appetite, and you're consuming a lot less food. And because of that, you're not getting key nutrients that are required to help you live optimally. The decrease in protein individuals consume on medicated weight loss is Are you currently taking medicated weight loss and looking to mitigate the side effects of that? Side effects and because of that, you're not getting key nutrients that are required to help you live optimally. The decrease in protein individuals consume on medicated weight loss is the driver behind significant muscle loss while taking medicated weight loss. You can help mitigate this by supplementing with key, high-quality, high amounts of protein throughout the day. Additionally, making sure that key compounds found in vegetables that we routinely consume and fiber are important to help achieve overall well-being. This is why we created the Lean Muscle Essential Pack, to help you maintain your lean muscle and provide key nutrients. The Lean Muscle Essential Pack includes meal replacement shakes that you can take throughout the day to ensure you're getting high amounts of high-quality protein for your meals. Additionally, we have included a protein shake that you take right before bed. This is designed to have slow-release protein at different stages while you sleep. This tri-release protein combines 3 high-quality protein formats to ensure that we get that continual release throughout the night. And finally, Greens product to provide 2 servings of vegetables and key phytonutrients to help you fill those nutritional gaps that are common on many medicated weight loss journeys. It's time to optimize your weight loss journey with the Lean Muscle Essentials Pack. Try it risk-free for 30 days or your money back.
All right, had a little disruption in the video there. I don't know what I did. I hit a key that interfered with the video playback. Anyway, we survived. So that doctor's name is Joshua Plant. I love that his surname is a botanical, and he's a nutrition scientist. He's actually very brilliant. But everything that he had to say about the loss of lean muscle as a function of calorie deficit again is 100% true. So what I like to do is I got a couple of minutes left, and then I'll wrap it up. I'd like to go in a little further in the solution that he was talking about, which is called this lean muscle pack that will help to keep you from losing too much lean muscle and then going backwards in your weight loss journey and getting frustrated. So I'll go through, I got a slideshow. I'm going to go through a couple of products here for you, and then we will wrap it up. All right, stand by. So this is what the doctor was talking about. I'll give you a quick summary of what you're looking at on screen, and then I'll go into some more detail with some follow-up slides. So the two products in the red and the brown, these are superfoods. These are meal replacements. They make up for the nutrients that sadly are no longer abundant in a lot of our store-bought foods. Even the organic stuff is missing a lot of vital nutrients. So these are really convenient for people with busy schedules. They've got all 90 key nutrients. They've got digestive enzymes to improve gut health. These have been clinically proven to add muscle, which is something that people on these weight loss journeys do need. They need to keep their muscle up. Otherwise, the metabolism it gets wrecked in the process. So that you would take, you can take one a day. You can replace one of your meals with it. The two big containers in the back in the white, those are actually part of an athletic performance product line. It's called a tri-release protein. Tastes delicious. By the way, everything this company makes tastes great. There's no junk chemicals in anything. For once, that's a tri-release protein, and there's 3 proteins that get released over the course of time. And I'll go in a little further in a minute. I'll show you how that works. And then the little guy in the bottom left, that's where you're going to get your fiber. It's really important to keep the fiber and the protein sky high so that we don't start losing lean muscle in the process. So let's take a step further. All right, these are the superfoods that I just mentioned. These are really convenient. They're great for people with busy schedules. They have all 90 key nutrients. They're low glycemic. They come in 36 grams of undenatured whey protein from New Zealand. There's no junk in the cows over there. They've got very strict guidelines in New Zealand, unlike here. They pump them up with everything in the kitchen sink, unfortunately. So these have the essential vitamins and minerals. Essentials means we need to get them from foods. They're non-GMO, they're gluten-free, they're soy-free. They're absolutely delicious. They come in Dutch chocolate, vanilla, and strawberry. I've had them all, and I love them all. They've got 8 grams of fiber, so it's very satiating. So between the high-quality protein and the fiber, that's going to help to quiet that food noise down. All right, moving on. Let's take a look at this. Is my favorite. I take this after I exercise. It's a tri-release protein, and it releases 3 different proteins during the course of about 8 hours. So let's take a closer look. So the very first protein is a whey protein isolate. It's released in the first 2 hours after consuming 8 ounces. The egg white gets released over the course of about 4 to 5 hours. And then finally, the milk protein gets released over the course of 7 to 8 hours. So that ensures you're getting a steady flow of high-quality protein to keep that muscle up, keep it from deteriorating from the effect of the pharmaceutical drug. And then last but not least, a favorite of mine again, this is where we're going to get a lot of fiber from. Just a single scoop in 8 ounces of water, and you're getting 13 organic vegetables. Again, all free of any contaminants, no pesticides, no GMOs, no artificial junk, anything up, down, all around. Super clean ingredients. I love this product because A, it tastes really good, and it's got moringa, chlorella, and spirulina. Those happen to be 3 of my favorite greens that I incorporate into my regular day-to-day. So really easy, simple, all the above. Doesn't get easier, doesn't get healthier. And, you know, again, they've got the clinical studies to support everything I was just sharing with you. So the products work really well. I've been using these products for about 4 years now. I actually did not have a weight issue, but I did have really bad fatigue for 25 years. So I was using a slightly different system than this. But but basically the products were so darn good that all of my health markers went up. We have 5 different health markers. Everything improved. You know, that's the thing I learned. When you get high quality nutrition into your diet, the body is the miracle, and man, oh man, it does such a better job of rebuilding itself. We just got to give it the tools. And I wish I could say, just go to the supermarket. You know, there's a lot of good stuff there and you can try this, that, and the other thing. But I've been there, I've done that, I've got the t-shirt, and it just didn't improve. Unfortunately, a lot of the foods in the supermarket, even the good ones, don't have the nutrients in the right amount and in the abundance that we need. So on that note, I'm going to drop off in a minute. I just want to leave you with a resource if you want to get some more information, because I'm all about the resource. By the way, if you go to my YouTube home channel, you can get access to this website I'm going to show you. So it's a site that I put together. It's called thebodywish.wordpress.com. This is what the homepage looks like. And if you go to the top where the menu is, if you click on products and then click on GLP-1 or GLP, I forgot how I worded it, there's a lot of good information, including the video that I played. It'll play uninterrupted. But feel free to reach out to me. Sometimes in life we don't know what we don't know unless we take that extra step and we do some additional investigation. This turned out to be a really great find for me because I was dealing with chronic fatigue for over 25 years. And I went around the block trying to find a remedy for it, and basically I struck out. Worked with a naturopath, a dietitian, a nutritionist. I lived with a chef for 10 years. Chefs get a lot of training in nutrition, and I'm not a stranger to eating healthy foods, but all of that got me zip for my efforts. But this company is something worth taking a look at. So there's a contact page on there. You can always set up a Zoom call with me if you want to hop on for 15 minutes. I'll be happy to answer questions and, skepticism, bring it all to the table because that's how we learn. So on that note, I am going to drop off. I actually have not eaten dinner yet. So it's been an honor to connect with you. Thank you so much for checking out my presentation. And certainly subscribe to my channel if you want more holistic remedies, wellness tips, and things to improve the mindset. All right, let me switch my camera to say hasta la vista, baby. Have a good night. Thank you.